Hi there, it's Laura here from iHeartPlanners, and today I'm going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions that we get about our digital planner and digital planners in general. And if you're not sure what a digital planner is, you are in for a treat. Before we dive in, I highly recommend that you take a second and go check out our video, Digital Planning 101, that's going to kind of introduce you to digital planners and let you take a little look at how they work. I think that's going to really help give you some context for what it is and for understanding this FAQ better. And then take a second and hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss anything that's coming your way. First frequently asked question is, what is a digital planner? So a digital planner is a planner that you use on your iPad or tablet with a tablet pencil. So you write on it and it has tabs and everything like a physical planner, but it is on your tablet. It is very important to note that obviously it's not a paper planner. It is not a planner that you're supposed to print out like a downloadable planner. And it is also not an app. It's not like Google Calendar or anything like that. It's literally like a paper planner on your tablet. Next question we get asked a lot is, what is the best digital planner? Well, obviously the answer to that is somewhat subjective. I obviously like the digital planner that we have created quite a bit. That's the one that I use. There's a link to that down below, but let me tell you some things that you might want to look for when you're picking which digital planner you want to use. So first of all, the best digital planners have the most hyperlinks. And what this is, that means that when you have those tabs on the side, you can tap those. Or when you're in the monthly overview layout, you can tap on a day and it'll take you right to that day. The more hyperlinks they have, the easier it is to navigate and get from one place in the planner to another. So it just makes it a lot easier to use and can make it just as easy, or a lot of times even easier, to navigate than it would be to navigate a physical planner. So you want to make sure that it has plenty of hyperlinks. Secondly, you want to make sure that it's a design that you really like, both in terms of layout and just overall aesthetic and design style. You want it to be something that you like. And I know this is really a lot of personal preference here as far as what you personally prefer. Thirdly, you want something that gives you a whole lot of options, because unlike a physical planner, adding more pages does not take up any more space. So you want to take full advantage of that. My favorites are ones that include the monthly traditional calendar layout, a weekly layout, and a daily layout for every single day. Again, this is super easy to do. It's super easy to navigate, so you're not going to get overwhelmed. Don't worry, you're not going to actually have to swipe through all of those pages. With good navigation, you'll be able to easily get to where you want to go. It's not going to add any bulk, and you'll have the most flexibility. It's a lot harder to add pages in once you already have a planner, and sometimes it's not even possible. It'll break some of the linking, so you want to make sure that you have all your options available in case midway through the year you want to suddenly use a weekly plan when you've always used a daily, or you have a really busy week and you want to use both a weekly and a daily. I want it to have all those options. Plus, I also like when they have spots for notes. Ours has some spots up the top for different types of notes. It also has blank note paper, line note paper, dot grid, regular grid, and to-do list types of note pages. So when it has that variety of note paper, you're gonna have everything you need at your fingertips so that you're able to take full advantage of the fact that it's digital and doesn't take up any extra space. Next question I get asked quite a bit is a paper planner better, or is it better to use a digital planner? Well, the short answer to that is it depends. It's really a matter of your own lifestyle and personal preference. For me, I was a hardcore paper planner for years. There's just no substitute for that feeling of putting pen to paper. I didn't want to just use apps. I wanted to be able to write things down. And so I was a paper planner. But once I discovered digital planners, I was immediately hooked, because in my mind, it combines both the best of paper and the best of digital, in that you can have as many pages as you want. You can easily navigate. You can duplicate pages. You can do a lot of things with it, but you also get the experience of literally writing on it just like you do in your paper planner. So I personally prefer that one, but I don't think that one is necessarily better. If you love your paper planner, then great, use that. It's still a wonderful option. Or if you really don't love technology, you might enjoy a paper planner more. And also there's a slightly lower cost of getting a paper planner because you don't need to have a tablet or a tablet pencil. So that might make it easier for some of you to just grab a paper planner. Another really common question is, what types of devices is your digital planner compatible with? So this is very important because obviously you need a device that's gonna work with the digital planner that you choose. And so there's quite a variety of tablets that it's compatible with. So here's what you need. You need either an iPad or an Android tablet, and it needs to be able to do two things. First of all, you need to be able to use a tablet pencil. So I use my Apple Pencil with my iPad. If you have an iPad, there are much cheaper options out there than the Apple Pencil. We'll link to our alternative pencil review that we think is also great, and it's quite a bit more affordable. So you need a tablet that you can use a pencil with. Not every single tablet will allow you to write with a pencil, which is very different, side note, than a stylus. And then you also want your device to be able to download one of the apps that we recommend using for a digital planner. And so if you have an iPad, it needs to be capable of downloading GoodNotes 5, and I think almost all of the more recent iPads are capable of that. There'll be no problem there. And then if you have an Android, you want to make sure that that Android is capable of running either Zoto or NoteShelf. Zoto is the one that we personally prefer, but NoteShelf will also work to run your digital planner. So as long as it can download that and you can use a pencil with it, you should be good to go. Now you might be wondering, I know that I need to be able to use a pencil. How do I know if my tablet will accept a pencil? I've never used one before. That is a great question. So first of all, if you click the link below and go to our blog post, we have a list, and this is not a comprehensive list, but this is a list of all the different devices that we know accepts a pencil because some of our customers or ourselves have actually used them with the digital planner and a pencil. So if your device is on there, you should be good to go. If your device is not on there, and especially when it comes to Android, there are so many different devices, we couldn't possibly test every single one. Simply Googling the exact name of your device and saying, does this work with a tablet pencil, will probably get you the answers that you need. So that way, before you actually buy a pencil, you're gonna know if it's going to work with your tablet. And one more really important thing that I want to note here about the pencil is that it is not the same thing as a stylus. So pretty much any tablet that you tap on is going to use a stylus, meaning instead of using your finger to tap, you could use the stylus. But a pencil is very different than a stylus in that you can literally write with like handwriting on the device. So that's what we mean by pencil. And if you're curious, we have done a review of one of our favorite pencils that is only $30. It works with an iPad, it works with an Android. So it's a great affordable pencil that we think works amazingly. So you can check out the link below for our review of our favorite pencil. Another question we get asked all the time is, does your digital planner work on either a smartphone or a computer instead of just the tablet? Now, the answer to this is yes and no. So here's what I mean by that. First of all, yes, it will technically work on a smartphone. You can download the GoodNotes app. I think you can download the Zoto app on your Android phone, and the navigation and hyperlinking will still work. You can type in it. You can type in it either on your iPad or from your phone keyboard. You can probably use your finger to try to draw on it. So you can do all of those things. But I personally feel like that would be pretty difficult because it would be looking pretty small. I personally think that it's really hard to write with my finger. I don't like typing on my keyboard that much. So I feel like if that's all you had, for me, it would be a frustrating experience. But I will say that we do have customers who are using it on their phones and they seem to really like it. So if you don't mind using your small keyboard, if you don't mind having to zoom in a lot, you might be happy with that. And this is the other thing I will say. Although I use mine on my iPad, I actually have it on my phone so that I can look up things I've already written. So if I made like a grocery list or something in the notes section of my daily plan, I always have that with me at any time because it's all on my phone. I simply downloaded the app on my phone and it's syncing up all the time automatically. So I always have the information at my fingertips and I enjoy using it that way. I just don't enjoy doing all of my planning on the phone. And the same thing with a computer. If you have a Mac, you can download GoodNotes and it will totally work on your computer. And I think this would not be too bad of an experience. Again, you're not gonna be able to write on your computer screen with a pencil, obviously, but you can literally just tap your cursor and then type in where you want it to go, and the hyperlinks all work. So that would totally be an option if you're interested in doing that and you don't feel like you actually want to write in it, or like me, if you just simply want to see it on your computer. Another common question is, does this planner send it notifications? Like, can you set it up to remind you? And no, it does not. It will not notify you of any of your appointments or anything like that. So if you need a reminder, I would use the reminder app on your phone, but the planner itself won't do that for you. Another question we get asked a lot is, do I need to be on Wi-Fi in order to use this planner? So you will need to be on Wi-Fi or some kind of cellular data. So you'll need to be connected to the internet when you first get the planner and the app in order to get it downloaded. Once it is on your device, you will not need to be connected to the internet in order to use it. You can simply use it, write in it, make your notes wherever you are. Now, if you're trying to use it on more than one device, so if you want it to automatically sync between your phone or your computer and your tablet, then in order for that to happen, you are going to need to be connected to the internet. So that means that if you are making a bunch of changes without Wi-Fi, it won't sync up with your other devices until you get into Wi-Fi. We also get asked quite a bit what cases we recommend for your tablet, and we have a couple of recommendations. So first of all, the one that I personally use, I have an iPad Pro. It is not the latest version as of this recording, and I have the Apple, I think it's called Keyboard Folio. So it folds up super flat. It hardly adds any bulk, and then it has a built-in keyboard, which I love, and it's magnetic, so it'll stand kind of like this. Or the thing I love when I'm using the planner, it flips completely back on itself. And it knows, it's smart enough to know when it's flipped back like this to not register any keyboard input. So I can set it down and not worry about accidentally pressing a key. So I really love that. And the iPad Pro, as of the time of this recording, it is the one that will allow you to magnetically put your pencil on. I'm sure in the future that'll probably come down to other models, but it's charging right here like this. Now, your regular iPad, not the Pro version as of this time, doesn't let you put your pencil on it like this. And we still highly recommend that iPad. It is more than enough to run GoodNotes and your planner, and I think a lot of the Androids probably don't have that magnetic charging for your pencil. So one of the cases that Tasha has that a ton of people have asked about when they have seen it is a very protective case that also has a spot for the pencil to go in. So it's great for carting around. That case is super protective. She says she feels like her iPad is completely safe even if she were to accidentally drop it, and the pencil's not going anywhere. It's right there attached. Now, one thing that Tasha did tell me though is that she does not prefer the bulk of the case when she's just trying to write on it. It gets in the way of writing because there's some bulk that comes up over the top. And so she's looking into a slim case. So that's one thing to consider. If you think that bulk may bother you, you may want a slimmer case that doesn't impede your writing at all. Usually the downside is it's slightly less protective. So if you're taking it and are afraid you're going to drop it, that is something to consider. Some people have wondered how they might be able to make a digital planner for themselves. Now, I think that for the majority of you, it's going to be easier just to buy a digital planner that's already made, and there is some things that you can do to it to customize it for yourself. You can use stickers, you can duplicate pages, so add more notes or things like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, and there's a lot of flexibility within one that you've already bought. Now, if you're really interested in completely DIYing your own, I can give you a couple of tips. First of all, we used InDesign. You can even create links in InDesign, the hyperlinks, which I would highly recommend doing because it's going to make it easier if you need to make changes down the road. I would never export from InDesign to a PDF and then make the hyperlinks in there. That is going to take you way longer and be a lot more cumbersome. And then I will also tell you that it does take quite a while. We had to like date all of the pages. There's not, as far as I know, a magic way of doing that. If you know of one, definitely let me know in the comments. And with all of the hyperlinks, you have to test them all. So we actually had someone, it took them like a week to go through and click all of them to make sure that they were all working properly. So there's quite a bit involved. Now, if that sounds like something you'd like to do either for yourself on a smaller scale or maybe to create one to sell to others, definitely let us know in the comments that you're interested in that, and we may be able to do another video that goes a little bit more into depth on that. So those are all of our most frequently asked questions. If you have a question that we didn't cover here, be sure to leave it in the comments below and we'll try to get back with you as soon as possible. And also, if you're interested in getting a digital planner for yourself, be sure to check out the link to our digital planners below so that you can pick one out for yourself.